Countdown show with me, Alex Jones, and my Friday co-host, the coolest cat on Countdown, is John Richardson.
Hello there, hello there. Hello. It's good to be back. Just got to the point where I was able to sleep without the theme tune echoing around my head. So I thought it's time to come back.
It'll be... Yeah. Also tonight, let's say hello to Philip Morris.
Philip here calls himself the Indiana Jones of lost television, and he's back from his latest adventures in Africa with some TV treasure, which is footage of a legendary double act that hasn't been seen on British screens for 50 years. Yeah, ooh, indeed. Give us a bit of a clue as to who it might be, Philip.
Bring me sunshine.
Well, that's quite a big clue, to be fair, isn't it? Cheers, Philip.
Cannonball.
We are joined now by Philip Morris, who we are describing as an all-action archivist. How does that sit with you, Philip?
That sits quite well with me. I'm quite happy with that. What about you,
You're certainly
Gerard?
dressed for the title.
Well, kind of, yes.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the classics then, because you go off around the world looking for lost film and television classics.
Yes.
So what have you recovered then to date? What sort of
Well,
things?
to date, I think it's some of the 1960s Doctor Who starring Patrick Troughton, the Web of Fear, The Enemy of the World, which the fans just went crazy about when they were released. I think they put them on iTunes in America, and they knocked Breaking Bad off the top of the charts.
Did
That's
they?
how crazy they went in America for these stories. So it's great news, you know. So it shows how popular that's becoming in the States. Steptoe and Son. I've completed the 1960s run of Steptoe and Son now. That's all in its original format. I've got to do the colour episode, which I'm kind of working on recovering now. The Rag Trade. One of the classics that I found that I actually love was a 1968 Basil Brush show, which is the only copy that exists, and the special guests are the Kinks singing
Wow.
Days live on stage.
That is
And it's-
special.
You know, so for the performance alone, wow, you know, it's British heritage. It belongs
Absolutely.
to all of us, and finding things like that just sends my adrenaline running.
And when we say you find them, they're not mostly in lofts, these things.
No,
They're
no. They're all over the world. I go to Africa. I go to Hong Kong, Singapore. I go absolutely everywhere. Strangely enough, I was going to mention to Gerard that I was in the Middle East, and Gerard does a commercial out there. He's on the TV all the time, so I'm kind of used to hearing Gerard's voice all the time. But yeah, I go absolutely everywhere. I get tip-offs with material. I get tip-offs in the UK. You know, the UK film collecting circuit. They are fabulous guys, and they are the bastion for saving this stuff, because a lot of our old television recordings were film recorded, and they've kept them. And if they want to get in touch with us, send us an email, or if you've got home video recordings, please, you know, you can find me on the internet, info@TIE.
Yeah.
Let's drop us a line.
Well, you found a real gem. Don't tell us what it is
absolutely.
yet.
I will not,
But this
promise.
was when it was first broadcast on the 14th of October, 1968. Here it is.
Hold it! And in this you can. Look, hold it! These aren't the steps that I rehearsed. He's a fine actor, this fella. Oh, yes. A fine actor. Who is this, anyway?
Who is this anyway? This is no anyway. This is me, Maisie.
Very good. Listen, don't let's have any misunderstanding. I didn't want you out of the musical completely, because I am honestly one of your greatest fans.
You see, I should have been in this.
I love the routines that you do so much. You see, that little thing you do with Ernie, when you say, get out of that.
I do that a lot with him.
Yes.
I say get out of that to him.
Yes.
You can't move now. He's paralysed, aren't you?
That's
Tell him you can't move.
I can't move.
He can't move.
What about the one where you play around with his wig?
Pardon? Well, that one. Yes. Well, I say you can't see the join.
Yes.
Another new one.
Yep.
Making a fortune in this series. Then there's a bit carpets I'm using. What?
The bit with the glasses I love.
Oh, I do that. I do that. I go off and I can't get the glasses in the pocket, you see.
Yes,
because I
that's
can't
the
see,
one.
and I do that. Pull it out like that and put them in.
Yes.
I like that one. One of my favourites, though. What's your first name? Michael. Yes. One of my favourites is when I go like this. I like that. What do you think of that?
I don't really care for that one too much.
Oh, pity that. He doesn't like when I go like that.
I don't go much on it myself.
No.
But Eric, please, do me a favour, will you?
Certainly.
Will you do my favourite one of all?
You see? What's that?
Get off.
Oh.
That's the best line you've said in the film.
And that, of course, was Morecambe and Wise with special guest Michael Ascot. The BBC are ever so grateful because you found it in Sierra Leone, didn't you?
I did
And it's
indeed.
going to be restored, and hopefully we'll all get to see it in the
Fabulous.
near future. Brilliant.
Fabulous news.
Thank you so much, Philip.
Thank you, Alex.
Now, before we go, earlier